ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Ziggy the Wolf. And one, you may notice the audio is a bit different from my normal videos because I got a new mic. My old one finally kicked the bucket on me after recording really, really low volume videos and just all around not working. So I got a new mic, and the audio may sound a bit different, but bear with me. You'll get accustomed to it if you listen to my videos enough. Now, that much being said, you all should know what the welfare system is. And that's not what I'm here to complain about. Well, in a sense, it is, but nonetheless, um, I live in the state of Ohio, and those of you who live in Ohio may or may not know of a program called something called the Direction Card. It is, in sense, a card that basically is used for welfare. That's pretty much it, and it's supposed to be given to people who are disabled, not able to work, and not able to take care of themselves by getting a job because of an unforeseen accident or mental handicap, mental retardation, stuff like that. And I've kind of noticed something with these cards. I'm a convenience store worker at a convenience store, which I'm not at freedom to divulge the name of because my boss tells me it's not a good idea. Um, well, thing is this: it's it becomes irritating when I see people my age and sometimes younger carrying that card because they had a kid. Think about it. They're leeching off of taxpayer money, which I now have to pay because I have a job. They take this and then give it to these people who do not deserve the card or who don't deserve to use the card. I don't know if it's the same way, if it's the same in other states. I think there are other cards like that, but that this card basically the connects you to the welfare system. And what's it called? Sorry, I was watching the Florida State game. My bad. It basically allows people to get money from the government that they don't really need. Now, now I can guarantee you slip and fall at work wasn't foreseen. They didn't come into work saying, I'm gonna go into work today and slip on a puddle of water or fall 40 feet and land on my head, breaking my leg, hip, pelvis, arm, and giving myself a severe concussion, which is actually something that happened to a guy who works in a construction area across the street from me. And I'm praying this guy's okay, but I'm just using that as an example. You can never foresee that coming. You can never guess that you would get your arm messed up by a large mechanical device. You could have a good idea, but you never see it coming. If you it didn't happen to you yesterday, the day before that, and you were careful, you weren't expecting to see it, you weren't seeing it coming, so that hence you wouldn't expect to get it caught and then injured and you not be able to work. But I'm quite sure that you can take preventative measures to not have a kid. Like one, and this is the easiest one: practice abstinence. That's a good idea, right? Practicing abstinence, being abstinent from sex, the process that goes on for you to have a kid. So then you won't have to worry about taking care of the kid, having hope, worrying if whether or not your parents are going to throw you out because you decide to have a child out of wedlock, and also having to worry about getting yourself having to either go to school or go to work, having an abortion, all the things that go on, and you will not become a useless leech on the welfare system. Now, if you can't get a job, if you can't get a job because of certain ailments that you have, that's fine. If you can't get a job because that the job market's a bit slow right now and you're trying to get a job, I wouldn't necessarily say get in the car, but if you really need to, if you have like 3 or 4 kids, which I really don't think is a good idea, 9 times out of 10, unless you are damn sure you can take care of them. But though, if you got that many kids, maybe you want to look into the card. But if you're 18, 19 years old, I'm quite sure that you could have avoided this little fact that got you pregnant and got you into this trouble, and you shouldn't be able to use the card. Oh, and the most lovely thing I love to see is when these kids don't have a disability or have a child. You know what they do? They use the disability of their parent. They use their parent's card to run around and buy stuff. And I know the card you can't run out and just go buy cards and stuff like that. But I mean, nonetheless, you going around using your parents' card, which they will need for groceries and basic living expenses. You decide to go out and use that card for your personal means. It's not for you. It's not for you to use. It's meant for your parents or guardian to use because they cannot take care. They cannot get a job like a normal person would be able to due to disabilities that were caused by unforeseen accidents. And if you use this card like there's something really wrong with you, you should really reevaluate your life because at that point you are basically saying, I'm going to be a useless slob. That's it. I have no goals in life. I'm going to mooch off the government system. I'm going to say screw it. I'm not going to work anymore. I'm not even going to try anymore. And I'm just going to sit here and leech off this thing that was given to my parent because they can't get a job, but there's nothing wrong with me. My legs aren't broken. My back isn't screwed up. There's nothing wrong with me. I could get a job and go out and do something. Bring some money into the household. But apparently, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a lazy, wasteful drain on society. And it's to a point where it's just sad, really. Sitting there watching these people come to my store. Oh. And this is a little side note too, but if you have no money, do not sing about songs where people have money. I see these kids coming in my store every day. They ain't got no money on them at all, or if not, probably a couple bucks. But though they're singing rap songs and act like they're all big and Harley, have all this money in their pocket, they're just as broke as everybody else. And until they get a job and stop selling illegal substances or thinking they're going to sell illegal substances, or think the world is going to fall into their lap, then they will be useless little peons for the rest of their life. The one dude who living with his mom doesn't pay a single bill. It doesn't even help with a single bill. But though thinks that he's a big man. Thinks he's a big man. Thinks he's all bad and everything. The guy you see walking around 35 years old, walking around with his pants hanging around his knees like he's 19. Not saying it's a really smart thing to do because you still look like an idiot no matter how old you are. But it's sad, really, when you walk around looking like that and you think that you're bad when you have no money. If you have a Land Rover and a landlord, your priorities are confused. You were confused of what you should be doing. Well, that's pretty much it. Z the Wolf, signing out. And I know it's been a while since I made a video last, but hey, at least I'm making one. Peace. Free pride. Have a nice day and a pleasant evening. Goodbye. This was Ziggy the Wolf production.